Yo guys, it's Haunting Lime and I'm bringing back Shadow Machamp for another day. So welcome back to my channel and hopefully you like my content. So guys, today I'm bringing back Shadow Machamp after yesterday's duels where I brought a triple Shadow team. I'm pairing my Shadow Machamp up with my trusted favourites, a Lapras for the close and a Shadow Snorlax for the safe switch. As you can see, my Lapras isn't really ranked fairly that high, but it's the best one I've got and I'm not going to make another one yet. And one of my favourites is Shadow Snorlax. It's a gem. You need to actually get one if you can. It does so much damage, it can actually survive quite a few different moves and the combination with everything. But before guys, please subscribe, click the bell notification, also like the video, it really helps that, and also share the video with your friends. I'm really trying to make my channel grow. I'm going to bring out content daily. So on to the first game against Calab, which is a horrible lead, so I'm switching straight out into my save switch, the Shadow Snorlax. So my opponent does bring in an Empoleon, so my theory here is my opponent isn't actually going to shield because he doesn't want to basically have the Empoleon matching up with Machamp and giving loads of farm to me. So I do take the first Hydro Cannon and I'm going straight for the superpower, which goes through, which is amazing, and I'm able to actually lick down the Empoleon. So now I've actually won lead, or switch advantage, sorry, and I'm also able to get a body slam off on this Calab that comes in, so he actually gets a shield out of it as well. So Snorlax put in so much work on the first game, and now because Machamp obviously doesn't want to see the Calab, I do bring in this in the Lapras, because Lapras is fairly tanky. It can actually eat 2 leaf blades, but the close combats will hurt quite a lot. So I did decide shield there, even though most likely it was going to just be a standard leaf blade. Lapras itself generates energy really quickly, so I'm happy to kind of throw surfs at the Calab because they will chip away, and also Galad's confusions do hurt quite a bit, but it takes a bit of time for him to actually get to his charge moves. And also again, Shadow Machamp does not want to see the Calab. So in the back is actually a Magneton, so here I really should have switched that into my Shadow Machamp to not give this Magneton a chance to farm. Thankfully it's not Shadow, so I know that I'm able to survive at least one. As you can see, I'm trying to click on there. The game has been extremely laggy, like I've said yesterday as well. So I did try to switch into my Machamp earlier, but it didn't work. And as you can see, I do survive a Volt Charge? No, it wasn't a Volt Charge. It was a Wild Charge. I always forget that move for some reason. So I do always take all the energy from the Magneton. I'm able to actually get to a Surf, and this should KO the Magneton. So this team isn't actually my own creation. I did have a team with my own Calab, Lapras, and my Shadow Snorlax, which I love to bits because the bulk on this team is, it pretty much helps you win from bad scenarios. So as you can probably see, my score is pretty low. I'm back facing ace trainers, so I'm in the mid 2200s at the moment. I'm trying to climb back up, so this is a very safe team to climb back up from. And Shadow Machamp puts in a lot of work, especially since I've got more practice using it in the Great League. In yesterday's triple Shadow video, today I'm bringing you double Shadows, amazing, and tomorrow I'll bring you a single Shadow Pokemon as well. So a lot of Shadow content. So this match here up against a Toxicroak. So Machamp isn't that great against it because Toxicroak does take resisted damage from the counters. So I am just trying to catch the second Mud Bomb on the Snorlax, which I did, but my opponent actually has a double counter team in an Obstagoon, which already puts me in like one of those situations where I'm like, why did this guy have a team like that? It pretty much is built around countering mine. But I am going to obviously throw this superpower because I want to threaten shields and get shields away from this Obstagoon. Obstagoon, I think, at this point realizes that even though my Machamp is going to come in, he's got quite a lot of farm. I do have a cross drop ready, but that isn't going to be enough. This should get the second shield. But yeah, Obstagoon is fairly tanky in the Ultra League Premier Cup. So yeah, so yesterday guys, I bought you some games in the Great League because all leagues are open, and now I'm bringing back some in the Ultra League. Funnily enough, I'm actually enjoying Ultra League Premier Cup this season a lot more to climb, whereas previously I would love Great League. I'd always want to play Great League all the time, and that was my league basically to get or climb. But no, this time around, yeah, as you can see, it is pretty much KO there. Couldn't do anything against the Obstagoon. Obstagoon does counter my team to a certain fair amount, but obviously if it's further in the back, so I do lose the match there. Also guys, there's only one set of games. I did use this team for about 3-4 sets today. I did try to make Victini work again, but nah, that Pokemon can't work. V stands for losses for me, not victory. So I just went with a safe team that I can actually use, and it is obviously Calab Pengs team with the Shadow Machamp, but the variation of mine is I'm using a Shadow Snorlax where he wasn't actually using a Shadow Snorlax. So it's a really strong team. I do know these Pokemon fairly well. I've used them greatly, apart from Machamp. Machamp is quite hard to use, but in the right scenarios it can be quite good. So I should really commentate back on the actual game. So here I'm able to almost take out this Venusaur. I do decide to let the Frenzy Plant go because I'm already down a shield, and I'm able to get a bit more farm on the Machamp. So my opponent brings in an Ampharos, which isn't great because my Lapras doesn't want to see it, so I have to stay in. And all I can do right now is just count the Volt Switches and make sure I throw the move on the right time so it doesn't sneak in an extra one. Cross Chop will actually hurt, so I am definitely going to shield this up. And here I'm just going straight for the Rock Slide because my opponent might think it's a Cross Chop and just let it go through, which he does. Brilliant. He has to switch out. So in the back is a Alolan Muck. I don't see much of it as much as I used to before, but I have seen it commonly yesterday when I was playing him, and obviously I just show my Lapras, and at that point, Muck, even if it has Sludge Wave or a Gunk Shot, it really can't take my Lapras out. Lapras Surfs do hurt quite a lot on the Muck. So on to the next game. Good game to my opponent. So, well, talking about Alolan Muck, we have a great lead in Alolan Muck against the Shadow Machamp. So here, just got to count to 5 Snarls because I don't really want to be eating a Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave will actually hurt quite a lot. Machamp is a beast, but yeah, he can't take some of the big hitting moves that well. So I am just going to build up to 2 Cross Chops, and I'm deciding to farm down, but my opponent switches out into his own Machamp, so I'm like thinking, oh shit, I can't swap out again. So, which isn't bad because my Machamp has an energy lead, and because of that energy lead, I'm able to try to not let any extra counters go through, but also maintain that lead and shielding the Cross Chop. So now I'm shieldless. I built 2 Cross Chops back to back. So my opponent, I think, realizes this, so he doesn't decide to shield here. So let's say go through. As you can see, the Cross Chop quite a lot of damage on the Machamp. And the back is actually a Sceptile. Don't really see much of these at all anymore. I used to use them myself. Really good Pokemon. But really squishy. It's one of those where Venusaur just dominates the meta in the Ultra League, and so I'm put in second place. So I'm able to get 1 Cross Chop up and also get the shield, and I'm basically it's simultaneous KO. At this point, obviously, I just bring my Lapras in. So as you can see, Shadow Machamp almost one-shotted, well, not one-shotted, almost took out the entire team by himself. Had to bring the Lapras in the end, but yeah, didn't really need to in the end to actually do too much to win that game. So onto a Machamp lead, so regular Machamp. So here, it's really crucial. Yeah, I don't really want to see the weak connection sign, but it's really crucial that no extra counters go through. But I was able to get one myself, so I was holding on to my energy. I didn't want to throw. I want the first one to throw. So here I do throw, but my opponent also gets a counter through, so not great. My opponent will shield this, so what I'm going to try to do, well, he didn't actually do that, actually the strategy would be to counter all the way to a Cross Chop and switch out into my Snorlax or something, but my opponent does let it go through. So now I'm going straight for the Rock Slide. Arguably I could have gone for the Cross Chop, but I failed using the Cross Chop before, so it's better to just get shield at this point. And because I know this Machamp can actually get to a second Rock Slide, I'm definitely going for it, and this should, if it went through, KO the Charizard, but it doesn't, which is fine. I do have a really good answer in my safe switch Snorlax. Snorlax can take a Blast Burn pretty comfortably, but because I know my opponent was building a lot of energy, I'm definitely going to shield that. My opponent, I think my opponent had pretty much enough energy for 2 Blast Burns, which is a lot of energy, but thankfully my Sponge Snorlax here can soak up that energy and throw this Body Slam, which is shadow boosted. It does a lot of damage, and it goes through. And now it's a Muck versus this superpower, which, yeah, like I said, Snorlax, even though it's a shadow variant, it still has so much bulk, tremendous amount of bulk. It can get to at least a Body Slam and a superpower against most Pokemon. And now I just bring in my Machamp to actually just do more damage, and I'm able to actually get to the Cross Chop as well. So Machamp putting in work with the Shadow Snorlax. As you can see, the team works really well. The Machamp and Shadow Snorlax. The Lapras is there just going to clean up the rest of the house. So onto the last game, if I'm not wrong. Also, guys, let me know how the audio sounds. I'm using my old Blue mic. It's, well, slightly better than the iPhone mic, but yeah, let me know. So my opponent does bring out his Gallade, so I immediately switch out into my Shadow Snorlax. So Here I'm expecting a close combat, so I will shield this, and it is. I think mostly I probably would have thrown a Leaf Blade, but it's one of those, it doesn't hit hard enough. Some people don't shield because Snorlax is one of those Pokemon that you don't need to shield. So now I've almost built up to 2 Body Slams. I do throw this because I was counting the confusions. I don't want my opponent to actually get to the next Leaf Blade or something. So I'm able to get off this Body Slam as well against this Toxicroak, but I do get a shield, which is fine. So now we're even on shields, and like before, Machamp has to come in because Lapras isn't great against it, but for some reason I choose to bring Lapras in. I think it's because I realised the Toxicroak had loads of energy, so I wanted my so-called other sponge to absorb the Sludge Wave. So you can see, it doesn't actually do that much damage to the Lapras. A Sludge Bomb is quite strong, especially from a Toxicroak. So I do get to a Surf. I do. I'm able to get the last shield, and I was almost able to get the next Surf through, but my opponent just had to throw all his energy. So now this Toxicroak is dry on energy, and I am going to go straight for the cross chop. Ideally I could have farmed a bit more, but I wanted my Machamp to actually have more energy. So yeah, so the reason why I threw obviously because I didn't want the opponent to actually get to a Mud Bomb, which he was still able to, and I wasn't able to fully counter it down. But in the back it's an Empoleon, which is the dream. So now, you know, it's just building up to the cross chop, and this should be more than enough to take out the Empoleon. So yeah, it was a pretty good game by my opponent. Well played to him. And I believe I go 4-1 this round. So yeah, the team did really well today. I am climbing back up again. So guys, if you are enjoying the content, please like, subscribe, and also click the bell notification. It really helps out.